it is rightly said by someone, "A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only once." So here I am with a number of interesting books for new readers as well as for those bookworms who are searching for interesting books. So these books are based upon my experience as well as those of my friends. So I hope that you find them fascinating and are able to find yourself lost while reading them. The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is a young adult dystopian novel written by Suzanne Collins. There are total 3 books in the series, in the order The Hunger Games, The Hunger Games Catching Fire, and then Mockingjay. In the novel, The Hunger Games are an annual televised event where the ruthless Capitol randomly selects one girl and one boy, each between the ages of 12 and 18 from each of the 12 districts, pitting them against each other in a game of survival where they are forced to fight one another to the death. The victor then wins a new house for themselves and their families in their district, along with food, fame, and wealth. A few of the characters are Katniss Everdeen, Peeta Mellark, and Gale. Recently, the author has published the 4th book of the series, The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. The Mortal Instruments is a series of 6 young adult fantasy novels written by Cassandra Clare. It follows Clary Frey, who interacts with a group of Nephilim known as Shadowhunters while also discovering her own heritage. The Shadowhunters protect the world of mundane people or normal people from dark forces beyond their world. Some of the characters are Clary, Jace, Isabel, Simon, Magnus, and Alec. This book series in particular is one of my favorites. You get so attached to these books that you do not want to start a new book series. Fire and Flood series. This series consists of 2 books, Fire and Flood and Salt and Stone. This book is written by Victoria Scott. Stella Holloway is losing it. Her brother is sick, and when a dozen of doctors can determine the cause, her parents decide to move to Montana for the fresh air. She lost her friends, her parents are driving her crazy, her brother is dying, and she's helpless to change anything. Until she receives mysterious instructions on how to become a contender in the Brimstone Blade. It's an epic race across jungle, desert, ocean, and mountain that could win her the prize she desperately desires, the cure for her brother's illness. But all the contenders are after the cure for the people they love, with only an animal companion for support, and there's no guarantee that Stella will survive the race. The Divergent series. The Divergent trilogy is a series of young adult science fiction adventure novels by the American novelist Veronica Roth. Set in a post-apocalyptic dystopian Chicago. The trilogy consists of 3 books, that is Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant. A related book 4 presents a series of short stories told from the perspective of one of the trilogy's character. The trilogy is set in the future, in a dystopian society that is divided into 5 factions. The series consists of Beatrice Pryor, who later changes her name to Triss, an abnegation-born and dauntless transfer, must figure out her life as a divergent. 4. Christina and Eric are few of other characters. The Selection series. The Selection series is a 5-novel series of dystopian romance young adult novel by Kiera Cass. It follows the journey of America Singer for the first 3 novels of this series. She's a young girl who was selected to enter a competition called The Selection, which is supposed to help the heir to the throne find their partner for life. In America's case, she is chosen to be one of the 35 girls to compete for Prince Maxim's heart and to be the next princess of the future country called Ilia. The last 2 books follow the journey of Princess Edelyn Shreve, and the rest I'll leave as a mystery for you. Major characters include America Singer, Maxine Shreve, Edlin Shreve, Kyle Woodwork, and many more. Throne of Glass series. It is a young adult high fantasy novel series by American author Sarah J. Maas. It consists of 5 books: The Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, and Empire of Storms. In order to understand the story, you could also read the prequel, that is The Assassin's Blade. It follows Selena Sardothian, an 18-year-old assassin in the kingdom of Adarlan. After a year of suffering for her crimes in a slave camp, she accepts the offer of Crown Prince Dorian, the king's son, to compete with the other assassins and thieves for a chance to serve as the king's champion and eventually gain her freedom after 4 years in the king's service. This leads her to form unexpected bonds with Keol, the captain of the guard, and Dorian, the Crown Prince of Adarlan. Over time, Selena is drawn into a conspiracy and a series of battles leading to discoveries surrounding both the kingdom and herself. This is the book that I've been currently reading, and I assure you that it's very interesting. So I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Hope to see you all soon again. Bye!